going on, Jerome? It's a beautiful, wonderful Saturday morning. Just kidding, it's like freezing. It's like negative 30 degrees out here. But we're here. Also, our Unreal Co. whiteout sweatshirt still doesn't have any stains on it yet, which is surprising because of the amount of things I eat that have sauce, as well as I drink a lot of colored beverages. Well, lots of coffee, lots of teas. But we're here. It's a fun little Saturday, so we're going to fire up a 4-round Vikings mock draft. Now, could fire up 7, but I feel like with some of the simulators, you get a lot of day 3 value. I mean, some guys that it's very difficult to talk in absolutes, and it's actually kind of dumb, but there's some guys that matriculate down to the bottom of the draft, which are probably going to be like pretty solid day 2 selections. So I don't want to do all that. So the Vikings have 4 selections in the first 4 rounds. 1, 2, 4, 4. Get your woman on the floor. So gonna go to get up to get down. So the Vikings are sitting at 11. Let's go. Let's go. All right, so no trades in this one, too. Yeah, screw that noise, man. And also remember, it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's a long way to the draft. There's a lot of things to go through. The Senior Bowl, the Combine, the Pro Days, as well as what the Vikings do in free agency is greatly going to dictate what they do in the draft, obviously. So if they sign Christian Wilkins, if they bring back Daniil, if they bring back Kirko, if they do none of those things, I mean, it's going to warp how the Vikings draft needs are. But we're always on team BPA because drafting for need keeps you drafting for need, unless it's quarterback. So recapping: Drake May at 1 to the Bears. Caleb Williams to the commies. The Patriots pass on Jaden Daniels. They go with Malik Neighbors. He's wide receiver 1. Harrison going to the Cardinals. Cooper DeJean pairing up DeJean with Asante Samuel Jr. With the Chargers. That's a shocker. If we've been paying attention and if we've been doing trades, if Daniels had gotten to 5, I would have moved up for him. Yeah. But Daniels goes to the G-Men at 6. Daniel Jones, we done. Dunze going. So it's all quarterbacks, wide receivers, and Cooper DeJean in the first 7. Joe Walt going to the Falcons, which I don't know, man. Drazon Newton going to the Bears. So the Bears come away with their quarterback of the future in Drake May and also Drazon Newton. Although they drafted 2 tackles day 2 last year, but either way, racking up and stacking up, and plus, Drazon going up the road, toll roads, by the way, which is so stupid by Illinois, from Champaign all the way up to Chicago. Brock Bowers going to the Jets. Hey, stop taking away work from our guy Gronklin. Now, so the Vikings in this spot. I mean, they could go quarterback, certainly, but also you look at how, I mean, defense is stacked up, man. Ole Fashanu is just sitting here chilling. I mean, we could trade back. Nate Wiggins is here. You have your choice of cornerbacks besides DeJean. And then you got Turner, you got Verse, who are 2 absolute studs. Latu, if the medicals check out. Penix is sitting here chilling. Actually, we've always been taking a quarterback at 11. So why don't we just explore the space a little bit? Bo Nix is sitting here chilling. Let's see who the simulator spits out in the 2nd round. And again, we're not going to trade on this one. So, but it would be a spot where if we do take a defensive player, then we definitely would have our ears perked up to trade back into the back end of the 1st round. But let's see what we have here. All right, so interior defensive line: Leonard Taylor, Murphy, Jenkins. Man, all these guys are studs. Tavondre Sweat, who I love a lot, of course. Mason Smith, the Skull SU pipeline. Hall Jr. is there. Howard Cross III, I believe, is going to be a stud in this league. A little bit undersized, but man. So the Vikings, the main thing about the Vikings this year is that besides Daniil, they didn't have enough dudes who could get their own pass rush. Now, for me, I mean, Latu's certainly a wild card, and Kwesi does love his medical guys. But for me in this spot, it would come down to Verse or Turner. And I would give the slight edge to Jared Verse because, I mean, Turner is really damn good, don't get me wrong. But Verse literally took over games. Like, he literally wrecked things for Florida State's opponents this year. So that's why I went that route. But now the Vikings, we're back on. And also, the board aren't really updated because the Google is going back to Ohio State. So the Vikings now, so Tampa is on the board. Chop Robinson is there chilling. Byron Murphy, J.J. McCarthy, Dynamite. Actually, what happened with the quarterbacks? All right, so Bo Nix going to the Rams at 22. Let's see here. Penix fall. Penix take a little bit of a tumble. No, Penix went the very next pick to the Broncos. So, yeah, our experiment didn't go over so well. So Penix immediately off the board. Bo Nix. So the Vikings chilling at 42. J.J. McCarthy is there chilling. So do the Vikings make the pick at quarterback? Ewers is obviously going back to school too. I do like Pratt a little bit later on. Rattler's interesting. Milrose in the transfer portal, so that's whatever. Jordan Travis is a very intriguing name, especially him coming off an injury. Could dampen his draft status a little bit. Hartman maybe taking a swing on a late day 3. Same thing with Cam Ward. But McCarthy, a lot of people poo-poo McCarthy's performance because he completed 10 of 18 passes in the national title game. But the way did people watch the game? The way that Michigan was running the football, why would McCarthy ever have to throw the ball? That was a legit question. I mean, Michigan ran for 10 miles on the Huskies in the first quarter. New Alabama head coach Kalen DeBoer, but even though he's an offensive guy. But McCarthy, it's a spot where you're betting on the traits, and he's got good athletic ability. He's got a good sturdy frame. He's a little bit like Josh Allen in that department, but in general, he takes care of the football. He generally throws with accuracy. He does have some decent arm talent too. So it's a spot where, I mean, McCarthy was just that's what Harbaugh wants to do. He wants to grind it out. He wants to run the ball. He wants to play good defense. I mean, that's his MO. And even though he's a former head coach, like even when he had Andrew Luck at Stanford, like that was their MO. Like they wanted to run the football. Toby Gerhart and whatnot. But I think McCarthy, again, you're betting on traits. And if the Vikings re-sign Kirk and then they take McCarthy potentially in the second round or at the back end of the first round, have him sit and marinate, and you're betting on those traits, ain't bad at all. And I know people are going to get mad. Oh, you passed on Penix and Nix. But I feel like the Vikings addressed a more immediate pressing need along that defensive line first. And then the Vikings got their potential quarterback of the future in the second round. So here in the fourth, got 2 swings of this thing. Stackhouse is there chilling. Howard Cross is there chilling. Baby, I love me some Howard Cross. Zinter is there. So Zinter, again, racking up and stacking up Michigan men. So it's a spot where Zinter, with that leg injury, is going to dampen his draft stock a little bit, but dude is talented. Let's take a look at running back. I understand that this is Braylon Allen that late. Again, I understand that running back is a depressed value position, quote unquote, but I mean, the Vikings definitely need an infusion of talent in that spot. So, I mean, Audric Steam is a stud. I think we just missed out on Mason Smith just went too. So we could look at running back. Could certainly look at cornerback. Defensive interior is certainly up there. I love me some Howard Cross the third. Actually, I think I'm just going to stick and pick and take Cross. There we go. Then lastly, so there's a lot of ways to go about this. I mean, Ray Davis is intriguing. Sanders on the back end. Kyrie Jackson, I think, is underrated. Mo is there too. Melton. I'm guessing Max Melton is related to Bo Melton, since they both went to Rutgers. Cooper Beebe. Did we just go Cooper Beebe? Yeah, screw it. There you go. So, enhance. So the Vikings, a little bit intriguing. So this is a draft where the Vikings definitely want to hammer the trenches, and also you find your potential quarterback of the future. But Jared Verse is a legit game wrecker, and especially if Danielle Hunter is back, having Verse across from him, I think that would be an elite edge rusher combination. J.J. McCarthy, again, McCarthy's walking to a spot, if Kirk is back, where he gets to sit for a year or two, which I think would be the perfect situation for him. And again, it's not that he can't throw the ball. The Michigan wasn't a run-first team just because they're trying to hide J.J. McCarthy. But McCarthy, I do think it has traits that can scale up in the National Football League. And then you're adding some size and penetration. Another Cross is going to get dinged a little bit because of measurables, but heart and hustle type guy. I love HC3. And then Cooper Beebe was largely seen as, don't know what happened to Cooper Beebe's draft stock, because he was largely seen as the numero uno guard this entire season. But I mean, for whatever reason, we will certainly take him in the mid rounds. But that's it. That is it. That's quick and dirty Vikings 4-round mock draft. I kind of like it. I kind of like it. But let us know your thoughts and our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But next time, Skol, production value.